Hey, so here we are back with war number 10, and this is versus FSI. And so, first we have this Nimrod fight. It's a rank 4 on Node 2. My screen recording failed, so I'm going to give you a little rundown of what it was like. And this is kind of pissing me off because I like this fight. So basically, I had a white mags pre-fight. Shout out to Rain Man for that. And I just cycled special 3s with the heavies. And tried to avoid the armor ups because I couldn't keep up buff immunity, because when you knock them down they go debuff immune. So nullify it once it's there and not when it procs, and then just heavy. And so here I want to bait out the special 1 so that I can whiff a heavy attack, cause what would be bleed, and get more damage first actually when I take damage in the face. Not bleed, but anyway. So it's pretty simple gameplay right there, and you'll see use MD and heavies, carries, and powerful special 3s, and a rank 3 versus a rank 4. It didn't work that quickly, but it was pretty safe, and I think I ended at 94%. So, just showing kind of like the last cycle now that you kind of know what I was going for. I drop in a little bit of heavy for the last charge and more damage. Special 3 to 19, and here the fight's pretty much over, so I decided to get caught in the background. That didn't happen in the real fight. I actually ended up soloing at 94% health, as I said. Then I had a thing on 11, and I used a rank 5 Shang Chi versus a rank 3 thing. I'm not sure the SIG, although I think it probably was maxed. It was probably a tiny bit longer fight than this was. Basically, the goal is you want to keep the slope when he's at high charges, well, ideally always, but especially at high charges. And you want to knock him down, and you want to be careful of the ebb and flow coming back on and removing your slow. And other than that, a lot of your damage is going to be dealt with base hits, because you can notice that protection really does mitigate a very large portion of the damage on the special too. So it's all base hits, and you just want to keep the slow up, be mindful of ebb and flow. Ideally, you want to bait out a 15 rock stack special, because the protection is based on the amount of rock stacks. I don't know if I do that here. Let's see if I do that. I do not, okay. But you want to kind of bait it out when they're at 15, so they go down to 0, and his protection is weaker. So that was the strategy. Finally, we have a hit monkey fight on 19, and basically what you do is you go in, and yeah, that's how the fight went. No, that's not how it went. That's obviously fake and a little bit edited, but it was probably closer to this clip right here. So you want to go in. I went in and I threw special 2, then I threw a special 1, and they disappeared, or he disappeared rather. Actually, no, I threw a special 2, and then I think I hit him like twice and he died. So it was pretty easy fight. Nothing scary. So here's just like a little mock-up. It's not perfect, but we get a nice little special 2 dex right here for the flex. You want to knock him down. Not even. I guess there's no epic flow on this one. But anyway, so those fights went smoothly. But obviously I don't have the recording because I failed. Here we have a rank 4 Kitty on Mixmaster. We've taken this fight before. I had Rain Man, our backup, pre-fight Nimrod for me, and just went after he taxied me to Kitty. He put a white mags, which I did not want. I did not want a white mags in this fight, because the passive stun actually gives her double the prowess. So I didn't want that, but I knew that going in, it would still be a reasonably simple fight, even with the white mags, which wasn't, again, ideal, but it's fine. So we go in here, she has a little evade on us, and we special 2 with the power back boost, and we're looking pretty good here. She's very kind with her specials in this fight, which I really appreciate. We get the nice partial dex. Even if I could full dex, I don't know if that's possible, but it's actually better to take 1 hit on the block anyway, so we're playing this really well so far. We get the special 2 with the crit, and a back end crit as well, and I think a special 1 might finish this off. Let's see if I can get that. Parry, heavy with a special 1, and there she goes. We got some nice 7k red numbers. Okay, so the next fight is Gladiator Hulk on 25. My 5-star Shang Chi is actually getting a fair bit of action. I think he's taken like 5 fights or so this season. So I taxi my pre-fight guy, actually, which is a weird thing, taxing your pre-fight person. But I taxi on, we get a white mags. It's not necessary, but obviously the more damage the better. We want this to just go smoothly. Hit a parry, get the stun, get the slow up, and then special 2, and it should be really locked down from there. So I enter the fight. and neglect to parry. I don't mean neglect as in I forgot, I mean neglect as in failed to do it. So that was a fun time. So we get the stun, we get the slow, we get the cleanse, then we just back off, just because it's not needed. I believe I get the last chi charge, and then I just drop that on. And it resets it, so perfect. My slow is about to fall off, which isn't ideal. So here I actually just back up and I go for medium. Probably wasn't needed, but definitely a lot safer. There's no reason not to be safe. So I go for the heavy here so I can get, because the goal is I can just do the stun into the slow and just really lock him down. So it wasn't needed, but just the extra safety. And this fight is just gone. I mean, a rank 5 still just nukes this, especially with class advantage, just not a problem. So now we have this Nova fight, really standard fight. I've taken it with Hercules a bunch, I've taken it with Apocalypse a couple times, and it's a really standard fight, nothing to be too scared of here. So we'll see how this one goes. We get the nice little regen to bring us up to 99. We accidentally stun him into block. We were trying to go for the backdraft, but obviously that didn't, happen instead. So here we have him right here. We're trying to bait out some sort of heavy opening for the special 2, and we do that. The back end actually is when protection's back on, so a little bit less damage. Go for the special 2 dex. And I actually get locked in a block there, and then because I'm locked in a block, my punish doesn't work. So that was a little bit unfortunate, and a little bit irritating. But we drop a special 2 here, and he disappears. So definitely my worst Nova fight so far, probably I would say, but still pretty decent. I have to drop a heal pot in, but I have some expiring anyway, so literally free potions because it actually at the time of recording this video they're already expired. So. I end up using one less potion than is expiring. Spoiler alert. So, here we have Apocalypse versus Professor X. I wanted to go the safe route, which means I intercept at the beginning. Then once I get to Special 2, I intercept again. So I go for a little backdraft here, I believe. Land it. So now it should be right about ready to go again once I get to Special 2 is the theory. So here we want to bait out the Special 1 for the Falter. Bait it out. Bait out again. That was a mess up. And he finally deigns to throw it. And we can punish. There we go. Falter gone. I don't know if I hit an intercept here. Yes, I did. So I hit an intercept. Then I want to parry. But obviously his light attack comes in and ruins that for us. So we just send it. Here we go. Boom. 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 He's down to 17%. Special. And I just throw it with the protection up. And it does the job. Gone. So, really, really easy fight there. Still at 99%. Here we have a Kraven on 39. Shout out to Water, who was planning a lot of this board as well for us, and he called out the white mags. I forgot that he had Limber, actually. So, definitely could still take this fight without a white mags, but definitely a very helpful one, so could potentially have saved me, so I do really appreciate that. That was a good call out. And so here we go, pretty standard. I want to say I just go for an intercept. I don't think I have any power back boosts on here. I could be wrong. No, I have my power back boost on from last time. I took all these fights up until now in one cycle. Because Rainian, our backup, and Water give us taxis, so it worked out good. I just blocked the whole thing for safety, I don't care. My next fight's not with Apocalypse, so anything up to 10% is literally free. And on top of that, I have my so I won't be very safe. So we special 2, and just like that, he ceases to exist pretty much. He actually decks that last part and just special 2 counter. Doesn't matter about the trap. And yeah, pretty quick, easy fight. Now we have CGR with Clairvoyant. I was thinking about using Shang Chi, and I should have used Shang Chi. It was not the best option. I forgot about a couple things that I can explain later, but basically I should have used Shang-Chi. So, graphic, this content may be disturbing to some viewers. What you see on the screen should not be replicated in any way. Please watch at your own risk, basically. And so, we go in with an invul, and the goal is to basically just not suck. So, spoiler alert, we don't really succeed in that goal. So we want to push him back into the corner. That's not necessary, but the goal is just not to hit him. When we're not hitting him, we might as well push him back, right? Okay, so he triggers the Judgment. and there's no scariness about hitting him anymore, so we do some heavy for some power. Pretty standard. Probably just a combo. So for buff immunity, pretty simple. Now we want to bait out special 2. When he's under, since he does it, I just block everything because I know I have focus here. I can dex this all day, but I just want to be safe. There's no reason not to. So here we have this thing. I don't want to hit him during it because there's return policy, so that gets us into a tiny bit of trouble. So here we go. We get a good nullify right there. So it did give him a little bit of power because it is return policy, but it's okay. Once again, there was a special 2 while he was buff immunity. Thank you for that. Take it on the block again. Probably don't want to necessarily punish them depending on where I am on the map. So there he gets power, and he also gets a judgment, so that's not ideal. And I know that could potentially get me in some trouble later, so I'm a little bit hesitant at this point. Wait for that to expire. Drop a heavy to cancel falter. Special 2. So his armor won't trigger. We're looking very into control at this point. Boom, boom. I went for the parry there because I'm a weirdo. There's no reason for that. Special 1. Pretty standard stuff. He still hasn't even gone into to reset his judgments yet, so he hasn't gone into damnation. So I'm playing, and it's heavy right there, and he finally goes into damnation. And it's not a lot of damage, I knew it wouldn't be, but definitely not what I wanted to see, and now I'm in the corner. Heavy attack, and here I should have thrown special 1, or stopped and heavied. I did not. So we did this out, and now he's going to dash back into special 2, and we're good. There we go. Pretty standard. Special 2. And I believe he neglects to throw it during my buff immunity, and so ta-da, another judgment reset cycle. Lovely AI here, just so kind. And as if to make matters worse, we don't get the proc. So I hit a little bit of dexes. Actually weird that I hit dexes on the wall when I shouldn't be. So it's an odd time to hit dexes, but we're still in control of this fight. I actually hit dexes all the time when I'm not on the wall, so that's interesting. And I get parried. And I lose my Shark, and he's a special 3. And he plays nice, I switch to poison mode, and I power steal him away from danger. I have another bar of power, or another 2 bars of power, again. And we're really home free now. I'm just in disbelief, like, I can't believe that happened, I can't believe I got out of there alive. And so, yeah, that was really interesting one, and I think Falter gets us here a little bit here. Where I throw a heavy and I panic, and I throw a special 1 because I realize that I'm gonna get faltered. And I get faltered anyway, I don't know why, I thought the special 1 would save me, and just like that, our health is down. Below courage range. We're in poison mode, so it's okay, and the fight's over. So I want to go back to 2 key moments in this fight. The first one is where I'm in the middle, way in control of this fight. This fight's easy peasy at this point. 1 bait, 2, 3, 4. I'm open, I'm not even blocking. 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. Apologies. After 9 tries to bait out a special, he finally throws it. I get cornered. My return policy, I have to hit him against the wall. And so he return policies back in 2 bars of power. He gets the unstoppable after his judgment cycle resets, so he's stun immune. And then I pause, and I get parried. And he deigns to hit into me, and my special 2 works. The second point is this falter point. So I'm very lucky to come out of this alive, but basically, I soloed that fight as gruesome as it was. Okay, now we have Sersi. We're getting a little bit of a little taxi action here from water. And he's gonna undo and move to Silver Warrior for the pre-fight. So here we go, Apocalypse versus Sersi. Definitely not the best matchup for Sersi in general, but very safe on Conflictor, and he gets really hard, so should be a fine matchup. So I was actually on call with Water at this point, and for the other fight as well, and I asked him, are there times when our special 2 goes unblockable? Because I admittedly haven't read our abilities as much as I should. And I get the answer by seeing the unblockable, and I get the dex. It's not hard, I know the special, but anyway, probably should have done more preparation for that fight. So here, even though I know I can dex the special probably like 9 times out of 10, if not more, I just decided to bait special 1s just for safety, because they are easier. And so for the rest of the fight, I will be baiting those out. And so for here is the first time I actually trigger the repeat combo node. I don't remember what it's called, like Powers Puncture, and also some other thing about where you can't repeat the combo. Before I was doing light, medium combos. But here I just don't care anymore. I have so much health to play with. So it just doesn't matter. I just need to throw my specials and watch her disappear. So that's the theory. Special 1, combo and a special 1, and here she does me the kindness of triggering glancing as well, which was appreciated. I probably could have done a much better job of making sure to throw specials when she wasn't glancing. Now that I'm saying it out loud, probably bait a heavy attack out, and then halfway through drop a carry to refresh just in case, and then throw a special 1. So here I do a facsimile of that, just kind of by a happy accident, and so I can combo the special 1, and the majority of the special happens when she's not glancing, and she disappears. So that's my war. Had some close ones, but yeah, thank you for watching.